Hi guys, I'm Abhinav, and the Ducati Desert X is going back today after I don't know, maybe 10 days or a little more of being with me. So I've shown you the motorcycle, how it rides on the trail, how it rides in the city. I couldn't go on a long tour on it because work, etc. So I couldn't find the time. But now that the bike is going back, I just want to tell you a little bit about the cost of this motorcycle, the financing plans, and the cost of ownership that somebody might just experience. So I'm just going to read these off my notes that I took down on my phone. um, Ex showroom, the price of this motorcycle is 17 lakh 91,000 rupees. The insurance comes out to be 50,720. TCS at 1% is 17,910 rupees. Registration in Delhi and handling charges are 1 lakh 83,280 rupees. The extended warranty comes out to be 40,000 rupees. RSA for roadside assistance for 1 year is 8,000 rupees. So the total on-road cost in Delhi, it comes out to be 20 lakh 90,910 rupees. So about 21 lakh rupees. Now, nobody's going to pay 21 lakh rupees outright, right? So Ducati has a financing plan. The you can actually the funding is available on 100% of the ex showroom amount, which is 17 lakh 91,000 rupees. So you will have to pay the difference between the ex showroom and the on road cost. So the minimum down payment comes out to be 3 lakh rupees. So let's say you pay 3 lakh rupees as your down payment and you finance 100% of the ex showroom price. In that case, the loan amount, it turns out to be 17 lakh 91,000 rupees, and the rate of interest is 9%. So your EMI for 3 years comes out to be 56,954 rupees. And if you take an EMI for 5 years, it comes out to be 37,178 rupees. Now, that is if you take the maximum amount of loan. Now, what if you put in 10 lakh rupees as your down payment? Let's say you sell off your previous big bike and you put in 10 lakh rupees. So clearly, you only then take a loan amount of 11 lakh rupees. Then your EMI turns out to be what? For 5 years, 23,000 rupees, and for 3 years, I think it comes out to be about 33,000 rupees. So that's still manageable. I think because 55, 56,000, 57,000 rupees is a lot of money for 3 years as EMIs. Now, what about the service? Because a lot of people think that Ducati service is insanely expensive and these are difficult motorcycles to maintain. Now, the comments that I've been reading on my Instagram and on my YouTube, they usually say that it's not that intensive in terms of costs and fixes. So I'm just going to tell you what Ducati told me. The service intervals. The first service is at 1,000 kilometers or 6 months, whichever is earlier. Usually, other motorcycle manufacturers say that come and get it serviced within the first month or two. Do 1,000 kilometers. So that's a good thing. 6 months here. The annual service is 12 months and it does not require an oil change. Um, the oil service is at 15,000 kilometers or 24 months. That's 2 years. Um that is when you change the oil. And something that everybody fears, the Desmodronic service, the Desmo valves. Um, that service is at 30,000 kilometers. Now, I'm going to give you a breakup of the service cost as well. Now, if a regular service would be 10 to 11,000 rupees plus 18% taxes. Now, this is the upper limit of the cost, and it also depends on the consumables. So you include consumables, it comes out to be 10, 11, and then you pay 18% on top of that. So that's another 2,000 rupees, so 13,000 rupees or so, which is at par with everyone else. Now, the Desmo service cost, which is when you do 30,000 kilometers, now that can go up to about 35 to 45,000 rupees plus 20%, 18% taxes on top of that. And again, this is the upper limit that Ducati told me that, usually it would not exceed this much. It could even be lesser. So that's again what about, let's say, at best 50,000 rupees. Now that's a lot of money for a service. But also remember that this is a service that is being done, like how many years does it take for somebody to clock 30,000 kilometers on their big bike in India? Now it would vary from person to person, but I've had my Tiger for about 4 years, and I've four, maybe more, and I've done what 22,000 kilometers on it so far. So in my, if I take myself as an example, you know, 50,000 rupees every, let's say, 2.5, 3 years, I can live with that. I don't know about you, but I think I can live with that. Now, where can you buy a Ducati and where will you be able to service it? Now, this is again, one of those things that people have that in their minds that, oh, there are no Ducati showrooms and there are definitely no service centers. So, Ducati pretty much has all your metro cities covered. So, they have showrooms and service centers in Delhi, they have them in Mumbai, Pune, Bengaluru, Chennai, Hyderabad, Kochi, Kolkata, Chandigarh, and Ahmedabad. Now, I asked Ducati that, what if I take the motorcycle to Leh, Ladakh, and I need a service center there, which is the nearest service center, which turns out to be Chandigarh, which is the case with Triumph as well. The nearest service center is happens to be Chandigarh. Now, that's the cost of ownership and where you can get it serviced, etc. Um, it doesn't seem to be exorbitant. It is a little bit more expensive maybe than other super bikes, but only just. So, for example, even Triumph has uh, service which can cost a lot of money. Like the recent service of my Tiger 1200 turned out to be about 31 or 33,000 rupees at Speed Monks. So, these things, the costs will go up eventually. But I guess that is a price you'll have to pay if you want a big motorcycle. Uh, Other than that, you know, accessories on this motorcycle, you can go to the Ducati website and take a look at the prices. Uh, that is one aspect of this bike that I absolutely do not like, because the prices are just they're not palatable. They just aren't. They're just too expensive. For example, heated grips. You get a button for heated grips on the bike, but you don't get heated grips as standard. For heated grips, you'll have to pay 42,031 rupees. I think that's just insane. That is a crazy amount of money. Similarly, the exhaust would be full system would be 3,15,000 rupees. Just a slip on is 2.5 lakhs or so. That's just a lot of money. Lot of money. This bash plate which Ducati has fitted on here, the accessory bash plate, even this is about 55, 56,000 rupees. Uh, I don't remember the exact pricing of these crash bars, but not cheap. So the accessories are really, really expensive. But other than that, I think the cost of ownership should be okay. It's not as crazy as some of you might think. It's at par with other motorcycles. Um, Having said that, now it's time for me to go to work and then eventually return this Ducati today. Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a nice day, guys. Bye bye.